أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد الفاتح الخاتم وعلى آله حق قدر العظيم. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, all praises are due to the Almighty Allah, the Lord of the universe, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the sovereign of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and from you alone we implore help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have favored, neither of those who have incurred your wrath, nor of those who have gone astray. O Allah, maintain your praise persistently upon our chief and master Muhammad, the key to that which is closed, the seal to that which is past, the upholder of the truth by means of truth, the proper guide to your straight path, and upon his family according to his eminence and his great honor. Assalamu alaikum once again. Good afternoon, everyone. I am back on my series of lectures on the topic reflection of the verses of the Holy Qur'an. If you can remember, in the last session, we were still in the third chapter of the Holy Book, Surah Al-Imran, were exactly at the point where Prophet Zechariah was reminded by the Almighty Allah when it appears to be so astonishing for him to have a child at his old age when his wife was barren. أَنَّا يَكُونُ لِي غُلَامٌ وَقَدْ بَلَغَنِي الْكِبَرُ وَامْرَأَتِي عَاقِرٌ قَالَ كَذَلِكَ اللَّهُ يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ. How? He was not that he did not believe, but he was, after all, he was a prophet. Only that it sounded so astonishing and so amazing for him to have a child at an old age when his wife was barren, because each of these two factors is enough for someone not to expect a child. Being at old age is enough a reason for any father not to expect to have a child. And that is one thing. And on the other hand, having a barren wife is enough a reason for any husband to despair. That is, not to expect to have any child, because a barren woman can conceive no child. When these two factors are combined, then you can expect the level of surprise and the level of astonishment and amazement that this can cause to someone to be told that he is going to have a child at his old age and with a barren wife. In fact, you can see the difference between his situation and his great-great-grandfather Abraham. In the case of Abraham, his wife was not a barren, yet she was old. قالت يا ولتي أألد وأنا عجوز. She didn't say وأنا عاقر وأنا عجوز وهذا بعدي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب. Oh, wow, would I have a child when I am well advanced in age? وأنا عجوز وهذا بعدي شيخا, and so is my husband, is equally so much old. You can see the two of them were so surprised because of only one factor, that is old age. And normal. وَأَنَا عَجُوزٌ وَهَذَا بَعْلِي شَيْخًا. And normal. It is one and the same factor, that is old age, which applies to both Abraham and his wife Sarah. But in the case of Zechariah, while he is well advanced in age, his wife was not only to age, she was a barren woman. You can see two different factors. And the Almighty told him, قَالَ كَذَلِكَ اللَّهُ يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ. When you relate this to the same story provided in the chapter titled Mary with greater details than this, What the Almighty Allah said when Zachariah said, أَنَّا يَكُونُ لِي غُلَامٌ وَكَانَتْ امْرَأَتِي عَاقِرًا وَقَدْ بَلَغْتُ مِنَ الْكِبَرِ قَالَ كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكَ وَعَلَيَّ هَيِّنٌ وَقَدْ خَلَقْتُكَ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلَمْ تَكُ شَيْئًا. How would I have a child at this old age when my wife is a barren woman? And the Almighty said, in fact, this is very much easy for the Almighty to do. In fact, in the case of Almighty Allah, nothing is easier than anything else. All things are of the same degree of easiness and simplicity. Nothing is more difficult than anything. Difficulty does not apply in matters of divinity. When the Almighty Allah is in question, nothing is impossible. Nothing is difficult. All things are of the same level of easiness, of ease and simplicity. All it takes to do anything, no matter how impossibility it may look, no matter how an impossibility it may sound to you, all it takes to do anything is to say kun fayakun. Innama amruhu iza arada shay'an an yaqula lahu kun fayakun. All it takes to operate in the universe, to dispense in the universe the way He wants, He only needs to pronounce be, and whatever He pronounces it to be, it will instantly come into being. Nothing can stop it. So it takes only the divine pronouncement for anything to be what He wants, subhanahu wa ta'ala. It only takes His intention, His irada, that is the divine will. It takes the divine will for anything to come to physical world. Once it is willed by the Almighty Allah to happen, then it is bound to happen no matter the situation. Nothing can change this. Al-Irada al-Ilahiyya is so strong. The divine will is so strong and is so powerful. Nothing can stop it. That's why He said, وَقَدْ خَلَقْتُكَ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلَمْ تَكُ شَيْئًا. Remember, O Zechariah, we created you before out of nothing. When you are barely nothing, وَلَمْ تَكُ شَيْئًا. Yet we pronounce you to come into being, and here you are. At your old age now, about to take your exit from the world. So, what is so surprising, what is so astonishing for the Almighty to give you a child? So, Zechariah felt convinced and he prayed for a divine sign. Any sign that can show him that his wife is about to put to bed, or rather she conceived the son and she will give birth to the son. قال رب اجعل لي آية. Oh my Lord, give me a clear sign that will show me that the wife is about to deliver the baby, that is, she's about to give birth to the child. قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاثة أيام إلا رمزا. قال آيتك ألا تكلم الناس ثلاث ليال سويا. The Almighty Allah promised him a sign. I will give you a sign. And what is the sign? How would you know that now she has conceived and she will give birth to a child? That is when the time has come, you will fail to speak aloud. You can't speak, you can't communicate to people verbally. You can only communicate, that is by showing signs, but you can't talk. And that will take you 3 days, 3 nights. That's why in the chapter Ali Imran it says, Salasata ayyamin, 3 days illa Ramzan. You can't talk, you can only make a sign of whatever you want people to understand from you. Ramzan. And in the chapter Surah Maryam, he said, Salasa layalin sawiyan, 3 consecutive nights. Salasa layalin sawiyan, 3 consecutive nights. When you add 3 consecutive nights to 3 consecutive days, how many hours do you have? 72 hours. You have 48 hours of 2 days, to which you add 24 hours. You have exactly 72 hours. Prophet Zechariah will spend 72 hours without him being able to talk. He could only make a sign of whatever he wants. As a sign that his wife conceived his son, Prophet John the Baptist, as is known in the Bible. That is biblical name, John. In the Holy Quran is named Yahya. Yahya, scholars of Arabic lexicography said the name is derived from the verb Yahya. Yahya, meaning the one who lives. The one who lives. As an indication that when he is born, he will grow to the age of manhood and prophethood, and he will be appointed as a prophet, and he will live for a certain period of time, after which he will be killed by the Israelites. So that is why he is named Yahya, as a hope for his father, that he will live, he will outlive the father. That was the wish of the father, for him to have a child that will come and take his heritage. Anni Rabbi qala binni wa hana al-'azmu minni washta'ala ar-rasu shayban wa lam akun bidu'a'i rabbi shaqiyan wa inni khiftu al-mawali min wara'i kanat imra'ati akram fahab li min ladunka waliyan. Fahab li min ladunka waliyan bima'na warithan. Yarithuni, you can see Yarithuni has already interpreted waliyan. Waliyan means warithan. That's why he said Yarithuni. Warisu min ali Yaqub. Someone that will come and take over the heritage of prophethood from me, what I inherited from my forebears, like Prophet Jacob. That is the heritage of the family of Jacob. Warisu min ali Yaqub. What was the heritage of the family of Jacob? That is prophethood. That was the wish of the father. So by naming him Yahya, that means that he will outlive the father and he will take over the mantle of prophethood from him. Our dear Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say in a hadith that kanat banu Israel tasusuhum anbiya'uhum kullama halaka nabi khalafahu nabi wa innahu la nabiyya ba'di wa innahu sayakunu khulafa. The Israelites used to have their prophets as their both temporal and spiritual leaders. They serve the purpose of temporal and spiritual leadership. They used to assume the mantle of temporal and spiritual leadership. Tasusum bima'ana sasa yasusu siyasatan. Tasusum anbiya'uhum. Their prophets used to provide them with leadership. The Israelites used to be led by their prophet. Whenever a prophet dies, another prophet will take over. For me, there will come no prophet after me. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There will be caliphs, that is, those that will take over after me and serve as my representatives. So yarisuni wa yarisu min ali yaqub ya yahya kuzul kitabi huwa wala qala ayatuka alla tukallima an-nasa thalatha layalin sawiyya salasata ayyamin illa ramza. That is, as I said earlier, that when you combine the 3 days and the 3 nights, you have 72 hours. So what would I do during that period? As a mark of my gratitude to you, oh my dear Lord, what would I offer in terms of gratitude to you? In what way would I show gratitude to you, my dear Lord? He said, وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ كَثِيرًا وَسَبِّحْ بِالْعَشِيِّ وَالْإِبْكَارِ. When you see this sign, what you need to do is to engage yourself in constant and consistent mention of the name of your Lord. Engage in constant and consistent mention of the name of your Lord. Kathiran wasabbih bil ashi wal ibkar, and engage in the glorification of his names morning and evening. Bil ashi, evening, wal ibkar, and morning. So the admonitory part of the story of Prophet Zechariah and his son John is completed here. What was the wisdom behind this narration? That is to pass across a clear message of the divine power, the divine will, and how the Almighty Allah shows mercy to whomsoever He wants, and how the divine intervention needs no particular season for it to intervene. That is, the intervention of Almighty Allah comes at any season. There is no specific season for the divine intervention in everything. That is why كلما دخل عليها زكريا المحراب وجد عندها رزقها قال يا مريم أنى لك هذا قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. Whenever Zechariah came into her chamber, he found her provided with food that is seasonal, yet it is provided in its wrong season. Meaning, the divine intervention of this nature needs no season, knows no season for it to happen. That is why, after the expression of the season of reproduction, as far as Prophet Zechariah was concerned, for him, of course, biologically, people would expect that reproduction has its own season. That's when you are at your age of puberty, when you reach the age of manhood, at the age of 18 or even below 18, up to the age of 40, 50, 60, perhaps even 70, some people can still give birth to a child. They can father a child at the age of 70. But when somebody reaches 80 to 90, the chances of his capacity of fathering a child is very, very slim. But at the age of 100 or thereabout, no father will expect, ordinarily, no man would expect ordinarily would expect to have a child at the age of 100 or thereabout. And that was exactly the age of Prophet Zechariah, or somewhere around that time. And so was the case with Prophet Abraham. أَعَلِدُ وَأَنَا عَجُوزٌ وَهَذَا بَعْلِي شَيْخًا. You can see they have already outlived the season of reproduction. The age of 100 is not the right season of having a child. Yet Abraham had one at that age. The age of 100 or thereabout is beyond the season of having a child. Yes, Zachariah had one at that age. What is the lesson? What lesson does the Almighty Allah want us to conceive from all this? Is that the divine will, the divine power, the divine intervention know no season. They know no season at all. They needed no specific season to perform. That is, for the divine power to perform, for the divine will to perform, they need no season. They can intervene at any time. No time is too late for reproduction. No time is too late for the divine mercy or the divine grace to show up. And that is the message. And I hope we understand all this and we assimilate it. That is why it is related to the story of Mary and her forebears. That is Imran, and of course her great-grandfather Abraham, their great-grandfather Abraham, Prophet Noah, and up to Prophet Adam. Yet the coincidence or interrelation between the birth of Prophet John and that of his cousin Prophet Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, was that of a great surprise and miracle. Surprise because John was born by parents that were well advanced in age, too old to expect a child, and they gave birth to him. In fact, the mother was barren, while Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, was born by a virgin woman that had never been married to anyone, that knew no man at all. You can see the divine wonder, you can see the divine miracle, you can see the performance of the divine will and the divine power, which nobody can stop. No circumstances, no matter how terrible they are. Can you see? Can you understand the message here? That is enough to tell us that when we are dealing with matters of divinity, we are totally dealing with extremely extraordinary situation, where no factor can stand as an obstacle to the fulfillment of the divine will. That is why whenever they are surprised or astonished, we remind them of أَرْكَلَبْتُكَ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلَمْ تَكْشَى قَالَ كَذَلِكَ قَالَ رَبُّكُ عَلَيَّ هَيِّنٌ قَالَ كَذَلِكِ قَالَ رَبُّكِ هُوَ عَلَيَّ هَيِّنٌ وَنَجْعَلَهُ آيَةً لِلنَّاسِ وَرَحْمَةً مِنَّا وَكَانَ أَمْرًا مَقْضِيًّا. I'm going to stop here, inshallah. When we come back in the next session, we are going to continue exactly where we stop. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قديم الدار العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين. السلام عليكم.